Good morning, guys. This is Alan here, and we'll be going over GU, a trade that I took last night, just because this was one of the ones I've been looking at for quite a while. And before I show you kind of what I drew on the charts, I kind of want to give you guys, 5-10 seconds to kind of see where you may have caught the same trade or similar trade to me. So this is midnight open right here. I'll leave it right there and let you guys, pause the video, check to see where you may or may not have caught the trade or where you would have personally taken a trade and where you would be targeting. Okay. So I'm showing it in 3, 2, and 1. So buy side liquidity is resting right here, right? Many of you guys should know that. Right there. So let's start off the weekly chart. Let's start off the weekly. So let's hide that. So weekly we had, lows right there, relatively equal lows there, low here, and this low here as a target or where sell side liquidity would be resting at, right? And we do have this fair value gap here, right? That after it takes this out, could target this next, right? So after we have that jotted down on the weekly, right? We also notice that this imbalance here has been filled, right? And if you guys been through ICT's mentorship, you guys know that this is an intermediate term high. Sorry, guys, just woke up a little bit, but yeah, intermediate term high. So if we are bearish, we want to see this level being respected, right? So let's drop down the daily now. So on the daily, right, we now see that, hey, there are lows right here, right? This low down here, what we're looking at. And we see that there are relatively equal highs here, right? 488 as the top, you can see right here. The high when I'm hovering this kind of 488, 492. So relatively equal highs, right? And we see this nice wick here, right? So I'm looking at this wick here where it respects this wick right here. And I'm going to use what ICT, uses. I'm just going to do this from scratch again, just because you guys already see. If you guys haven't seen this already, I'll just show you guys this again. And I will clear these so you guys can redo it for you guys. So on the daily, right, we see relatively equal highs there, right? And we also see consequent encroachment of this wick right there. You see that? So this is, I usually use red to mark the mean or like sell-side liquidity. So this is consequent encroachment. We see that right there. Buy-side liquidity there runs up, tags that, right? I don't usually use the 4-hour as much. Preferably, I like to use daily hour and 15. So we'll go to 15. So as you can see, buy-side liquidity there. Constant encroachment of the daily wick, right? Price takes out buy side. As you can see, it built false resistance. Everyone's like, hey, there's the ceiling here. We should sell here. Runs up higher, takes out every single buy stop there, right? Everyone that's trying to go short early, right? Stop loss here. It drops right down, runs up, comes down, takes everybody out. Everyone sees that as now bullishness, comes back down into a potential new floor. Breakout traders are trying to try to buy this to run these higher are caught there. And now we see that buy side has been purged, constant encroachment has been tagged. So now let's start looking for trades. So right there. So our bias or my bias was bearish, right? We wanted to see GU, like I said, come lower, take out these relatively weekly lows or daily lows, if you want to say. We can just draw that out now. So right here is where I'll start kind of annotating. So weekly equal lows, bang. So that's where my weekly equal lows are at. Let me bring that back here, right there. So that's where the equal lows are at, right? We see a lot of potential fake floor here, and we see how it doesn't even respect that at all. And that's what we like to see, right? So, and then we see buy side get purged, right? Very, very nice buy side get purged. So right there, 15 minutes, right? And I was trying to do the ICT challenge thing, but we'll go into that a little bit later. But buy side's here, so I'll change that to blue, and I'll type buy side for you guys. Buy side liquidity, right? Bang right there. Let's. Oh, oops, I'm tagging. There's some tag. Buy side liquidity get purged right there. Let's do top center. Buy side liquidity, tag that there, right? This is the Judas, or what ICT calls the Judas, creates a high of the day on Tuesday, right? In London. So we see price come down lower, moves, builds more sentiment there. People try to jam their stop losses there again. We see it runs up higher, right? A very, very solid Judas to take out buy side. And we are not looking for it to go bullish, okay? Since our bias is bearish, we're targeting these weekly lows, right? And the first target I usually like to target, and if you guys don't know this, if you're trading Forex, right? And some of you may be completely new to Forex because you guys just learned from ICT, 2022, where he talks a lot about futures. Forex, a lot of big funds and big banks, they like to target daily levels. So daily highs and daily lows. So when we're trading Forex, you want to be able to also correlate your charting and your bias with these daily levels, right? Daily/weekly levels. If you guys want to be very technical about it. So this is the previous day's low, right? This is our first target, right? As you can see, let's draw that red. Previous day low. Oops, previous day low. Boom. Previous day's low there, right there. So as soon as price starts taking that lower, right, we are not trying to catch sells here. Okay, I know it's very difficult because I've been a product of that. It's very difficult to not want to sell here because you don't want to miss the move. And that was something that I struggled with for a long time, just because I didn't want to miss the move. I'm like, I can see it wants to go here, and I would take sells here. This is a bad sell. All right. If you guys don't already know, you guys can kind of think about it for a second. Why is this a bad sell? Right. Besides the generic answer of chasing price. Okay. This is a bad sell because it's in a level of premium. I mean, discount. And you do not want to sell at discount. You want to sell at around the level of premium. Right. So if I draw out the opening price for you, the open of this kind of is 451. Let's just at the 451. So, oops, opening price. Oops. Okay, so this is midnight opening price, and we know that this right here, this 20 pips, and this 20 pips down is opening range. Okay, if you guys don't know what I just did, I kind of you take the manipulation above opening price, right? And then you take a standard deviation of it, one standard deviation of it, and that is opening range. This is where you want to take your sells. All right. This is where you want to take your entry. Let me change the color of this so it's a little bit nicer. Boom. And boom. So this is opening range. Okay. This is the opening range. This is where you could take your entries, right? Hence why I took my sells here. And if you guys want to see it right now, there, right? I did not get out here. I got out at my target down here, right? So let's go back to this. Let's get back to this. Entries are not important. All right. They're not super important. You have to know where price is going and where your narrative lies at. Right. So price comes up here. All right. What am I looking for here? I'm on the 15-minute AK bellwether chart. I'm seeing price take this low out with displacement, right? Am I looking for it to run all the way up here? No, not really. Why is that? Because price already ran buy stops here. I do not want them to come up once more into a very, very deep retracement. Because if they want to come up here above the equilibrium, they might as well just run this high here and then just reverse lower. It could do that. There's many times it has done that to me. And I start to understand that I do not want to demand perfection, right? So using a new concept that ICT brought in, look at that right there. Do you see how the candles bodies are respecting this? Do you see that? So this is opening range. So anything above in this two yellow boxes, you can take your sells in. So as you can see, it comes right up, right near the equilibrium, right? But look, where did it close? Below this imbalance here, all right? Or busy, all right? Buy side in Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So price comes back up. That's where my first entry was. All right. Just to show you, bang. See that? My entry is right there, right? Price shoots up higher. Next entry 365 right here, right? Right at this beautiful bear short block, right? Bang. See it? 365. It wasn't even up here. Don't think it's up here. It's right here, 365. And this one's at 282, which is like right as soon as it was coming towards it, right? As soon as it came up, started coming down, I took my sell, all right? So those are the entries, right? And what am I targeting? Previous day's low, right? This is previous day low. This is where I'm targeting. Price comes down here, partial here. On my live account, I close it in my full position here, okay? For demo, I want to see it run to my targets that I like to, witness and see it happen. So this is the weekly low, right? And if you see my fib, right, this is where I'm trying to target, right? This is the symmetrical swing right here, right? Right below the previous day low. That's where your ideal take profit is, but it will not have to get there, right? Like, for example, this right here is good enough. This is where you should TP out, right? Or even near this level here. If it takes this level out here, you could take partials here. Watch this imbalance. If it respects it, then you're good to go. If it starts violating this imbalance, right, starts trading higher, it could go reach up to this higher premium, but most likely it's going to run this high again. Okay. And I know I just kind of set that right now. I know you guys might have questions like, whoa, what do you mean by that? Right? Because if you're looking for areas to be respected to support your bearish bias, you do not want to see these bearish PD arrays being violated. All right. So you see this high take out here, violates this green candle already, then it runs lower, right? So you can see this green candle. What does ICT say about these candles, right? Opposing candles are supposed to be acting as like support / resistance, real support resistance, right? So we see price come down here, tag liquidity here, right? A very shallow run, and it runs higher, takes out this green candle here. So this candle might scare you. Let's say you're live, you're like, it's scary, right? But there's an imbalance here. You're watching this imbalance. If it takes out this level here, you're just out of the trade. That's why it's always good to take partials and pay yourself, right? You don't want to hold it here. Your entries, let's say, is right here. My entries right here. And price starts running higher to this level again, right? You're going to be a little bit in drawdown. You might not have the best entry, and you might be in drawdown and around break even. You probably have to close the trade because you didn't take partials. You didn't take partials below lows where you're supposed to be taking partials at, right? So price runs lower, comes up higher, right? You're watching this right now, watching this imbalance right here, and it tanks lower again, takes TP out, close partials again here, and close your full trade here, right? That will be your trade on GU, right? Obviously, we're correlating this with Dixie, right? Dixie, we see what? Daily imbalance right here. Volume imbalance right there. Daily volume imbalance. See, this price fills it perfectly, runs up, comes down, drops right down, tags right at there again, and blasts off. So this is a daily imbalance. So when I was watching this is why I was looking for my trades, right? We see that, hey, this low here, this is a higher low, right? We see GU, right, running higher, taking out buy side liquidity, takes all this out. Obviously respects this as well, right? Let me see this. This was on March 1st, and March 1st was it this one? Yeah, this one here, right? Yeah. So we see it's correlating, right? It's running higher, takes out buy side, drops lower, takes the vice versa, right? Running lower, takes out sell sides, right? Runs higher, starts taking out buy side, right? So this is an example of a very, very A+ setup. If I see most people saying that, this is what you want to kind of start trading. You have to have your narrative. It's not because, oh, I got the best entry here. No, the best entry been up here, right? If you take an entry up here, great, right? But guess what? You're not looking for that. You want high probability entries. You don't want to just call highs and lows. Yes, this is where you should be buying, or not should be, you would be, buying, selling those buy stops, right? People are trying to buy up here, you're selling it up here with the smart money, right? But like I said, I didn't know it was going to stop there. It could have shot up another 10, 15 pips. It could have, right? But when it started showing displacement lower, I was like, okay, now this is something I want to get into, right? Because if now it's showing displacement lower, look at this, look at these candles, big volume candles, right? Coming down. Price retraces higher, doesn't have to get up here. Okay, it's in the opening range. midnight opening price, take us out here. All right, this is where I'm selling at. Price trade lower, previously low, first target, take partials, right? Second, another previous day low right here, right? Or Friday's low right there, partials there, right? And then finally, equal lows on the weekly. This is your end of your trade if you really want. And obviously there's one more down there where it takes it out, which is this low here, right? It didn't have to take this. It could just stop at the consequent encroachment of this, or just, take this out completely, which it did with hindsight. So as you can see, this is consequent encroachment here. This would have been, the end. Obviously, could reach down there, which it did. So right now, the market kind of just fell over, right? And we want to wait and see what is there to happen. If you look at EU kind of hasn't really finished their run yet, in my opinion, right? EU still has this constant encroachment of this wick and this low here that has taken out, along with this low here, right? So GU might not do anything, might just consolidate here or reach lower if it wanted to, or come down to this imbalance like we talked about, right? While Dixie starts pushing higher, takes out this high as well, comes into this volume balance, right? Or even trades higher and takes out these highs if it wants to, along with this fair value gap or imbalance here, right? So that is kind of what I want to show you guys. EU still has, you could say relatively equal highs there, right? And like I said, it takes out a lot of sell stops here, right? I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of just tank lower and take this out, or give a little bit of retracement and then, or consolidate, manipulate it higher, and then just drop lower again, people think it's the floor, right? But yeah, for GU, that will kind of wrap GU up. And like I said, I'll show you guys the entries again if you guys really want to see it. Sell, bought there under weekly equal lows, right? So this is something that I liked, and I really like to see, and I kind of want to share with you guys, right? And I'm still looking at ES for the afternoon, but it looks like it just wants to continue tanking lower. This right here would have been an entry, but it is in a level of discount, so we do not want to do that. So we're just gonna watch and let the price move. We do have NFP, this week, so let's be safe. And I will be stalking price. I will be kind of looking at them, but I wouldn't be actively trying to trade. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All right. Good luck and good trading.